Have you ever felt that you knew what a person was feeling just by how he or she looked at you? In this chapter, we will discover how we understand those messages by comparing the three types of eye behaviors, describing the interrelationships between pupil dilation and attraction, and listing the potential messages that can arise from sustained eye contact.
We use our eyes to facilitate interactions. This has occurred from our earliest days on Earth as humans. In fact, we exhibit social preferences since infancy. Infants look toward people and use their eyes to gain information and develop social preferences, as soon as in the first days after birth. The study of Oculesics is about the nonverbal code dealing with the use of one's eyes to send and receive messages. It is one of the most important ways to indicate attention to a partner, or to convey affection or a threat. It is also a significant way of perceiving the world. Because around 80% of our social information is received through sight, Oculesic behaviors are the most significant ways of perceiving the world around us. For the rest of this chapter, we will learn about the three main forms of communication where people use their eyes to send a message.
By using our eyes, we try to gain information about the world around us, to see and process what is going on. Examples include reading a restaurant's menu and figuring out the next exit we need to take on the freeway. We also use our eyes to gain information about the people and the messages that surround us. Looking provides important cues about how to act and respond to other social actors that we encounter in our daily lives. Thus, looking toward one another involves complicated social knowledge and potential eye-related behaviors. Gaze happens when one person looks directly at another person. Gazing is an easy way to quickly obtain information. It activates our cultural understandings of that person as we swiftly sort and categorize the received information, like age, gender, race, and social class. What is the communicative function of gaze? Gaze can be interpreted as a message of attention or interest regardless of the sender's intent. Gaze can influence our judgments, such as an individual's attractiveness. Additionally, we make judgments about people based on the people that surround them. Thus, we find a person attractive if he or she is surrounded by other attractive people. Prolonged staring at an individual can easily bring about feelings of discomfort for the person being viewed, particularly if such an expression of interest is not necessarily desired. Male gaze is an example. Male gaze refers to the sexual objectification of women's bodies and/or specific body parts of women by men through prolonged staring and evaluation. Next is the objectification and differences in power. Most objectification is undesirable. It is challenging when power and social differences cause an individual to feel demeaned and/or powerless in any context. Last is the returning of the gaze, as not all gaze is one-sided. Indeed, interaction partners often return their gaze. Mutual gaze is the type of gaze where both parties in an interaction look toward each other. If you are thinking about eye contact, you are on the right track. Eye contact is the type of mutual gaze when two individuals discover that they both are looking toward each other, and their eyes meet. It occurs when two people look each other in the face and both are aware of the eye contact. Prolonged eye contact can cause a strong emotional response, whether intentional or unintentional. In contrast, gaze avoidance occurs when someone is actively avoiding the gaze of another individual. It can have a variety of devastating effects depending upon the person or the situation. Therefore, understanding the variety of norms and expectations that guide eye contact displays is important. Eye movements are a form of gesture, in addition to sending a message by simply staring at someone. We nonverbally communicate via our eyes. This can be achieved by darting our widened eyes in the direction of something we want someone to look at. Pupil dilation is the widening of the center of one's eyes. Pupil dilation can send unintentional messages of romantic interest. While more often a pharmacological endeavor, studies found that one's pupils will widen when looking at something found sexually appealing or attractive. Thus, the subconscious perception of dilated pupils as an indicator of interest is evolutionary. It indicates a reciprocal interest. Eye-related behaviors can communicate the emotional experiences of both ourselves and the people around us. There are four main types of emotional displays. They are attraction, affection, interest, and threat. They are incredibly similar to one another, and they are characterized by the use of eye contact alongside other social cues. That is why while using prolonged eye contact in an interpersonal encounter, one needs to be careful about monitoring other messaging as well, in order to prevent potential misunderstandings. Eye contact is a great way to let people know that you are interested in them because looking at one another in the eyes is a powerful communication tool. When accompanied by other markers of positive feeling, looking can easily indicate feelings of attraction or sexual interest. Therefore, because couples are more likely to describe liking and romantic love for one another after locking eyes, eye contact is an easy way to let someone know that you have romantic feelings for that person, along with other positive nonverbal cues. Along with other pleasant facial features, eye contact is an indicator of general affection. Eye contact indicates a general interest in the other person, that one is paying attention or available to talk or interact. In turn, a one-sided gaze is to intuitively look directly at someone when it is that person's turn to talk. It is obvious to the recipient of the gaze upon additional social indicators. Thus, eye contact accompanies many regulatory functions of nonverbal communication.
Eye contact is also a useful way to convey threats. It is used by both humans and non-human primates to send threatening messages to one another. Indeed, there is a lot of negative communication potential ascribed to eye contact. For example, giving someone the evil eye, mad dogging someone from across the room, not liking how that guy was eyeing me, are ways to convey those negative communication potential. We may also understand the communicator's intent of a threat when we observe narrowed eyes, a furrowed brow, or a shaking fist. In contrast, attraction and sexual interest may include playing with one's hair, licking one's lips, or smiling in someone's direction. What is unclear yet approachable is a broad, open smile. In summary, Oculesic behaviors allow us to gather information about our social world. However, the intent behind the messages can sometimes be unclear. Thus, to understand the message conveyed to us, we oftentimes combine what we see of other people's eye behavior with other verbal and nonverbal cues.